Hey guys, it's Kristen, co-founder of Service Crowd. We help agency owners get up out of the weeds so that they can feel like they're running their business and not like their business is running them. This week in agency management, man, I've been thinking a lot about the give and take of having a delivery model that is reliant on contractors. More and more, we're seeing agencies really want a very small core team of full-time employees supported by a larger pool of contractors. Even in some cases, no FTEs at all, only contractors supporting delivery. And it's totally understandable why that's happening, right? We're seeing a world in which things that you used to be able to get a 6, 12 month retainer for are being scoped back to projects. Clients are demanding elasticity in your services. And so agency owners going out and figuring out that, oh, if I use contractors, I can have elasticity in my cost of service, in my cost, they can scale with the work and increase and contract seems totally normal to me, right? But there is a little bit of a catch. If most of your delivery is handled by contractors, you have to get really disciplined about tracking your cost of service. So, why? Well, when you're working with full-time employees, a little slippage here and there, an extra hour on this client, extra couple of hours in this client, one too many people in the meeting over here, that's going to affect your project profitability or your per client margins or however you're measuring that. But it doesn't really affect your bottom line because you'd be paying those people their salary anyway. But each hour of overscope that a contractor delivers is going to eat into your margin, unless you're billing the client pure hourly and you can justify that extra hour. But assuming you can't, it's eating into your margin, and you're probably paying more per hour for a contractor than you would be for a full-time employee. Most agencies don't track cost of service as tightly as they need to when they are reliant on contractors. They'll send a statement of work out the door, estimate 40 hours, and then the contractor sends their invoice at the end of the month, and the contractor has logged 65, and oh my God, we've just made a 30% margin or whatever it is. Bye bye profit. um, I think solid cost of service oversight kind of contains two major components that your agency needs to have in place before you light up a wider pool of contractors to help you make your delivery team more elastic. And then one other thing that I'll talk about in a minute. But the two pieces that I think have to be in place are clear scopes in your contracts with your contractors. You have to be able to define the work that you want them to do, cap their number of hours, and ensure that you are really clear about all the things you're not asking them to do. We want you to deliver designs to this spec, and that's it. We want you in meetings with the client. We don't want you in meetings with the client. Once you hit 50 hours, you have to get permission to log any more hours, right? So really clear contracts, and then real-time monitoring of contractor hours or deliverables. So that's going to be time tracking. It's always time tracking. It's always time tracking. But mid-month, your operations team, your account management team, your project management team, whoever's responsible for this on your side should be able to pull up a report and see how much that contractor has burned in real time. And you have to get them to do this. A lot of times contractors don't want to use your systems. They don't want to log into your instance of Harvest. They're in 14 different instances of Harvest. Well, too bad. You want to get paid, you're going to log your hours, and you're going to do it weekly, and we're going to enforce it. And the reason for that is your project manager needs to pull that up on the 15th of the month and look at it and go, oh, we're overburning. How can I make sure that we maintain profitability this month on this project? Do I need to have the contractor stop? Do I need to have them continue and pull other resources? How do I actively manage this? Without the data, you can't actively manage it. So those are the two pieces that definitely need to be in place. There is a third thing, which is you have to have a pretty strong stomach for having some tough negotiations with contractors. It's hard to find a good, reliable pool of contractors. A lot of freelancers are doing other things. Maybe they have a full-time job already. Maybe they have their own agency where they're prioritizing clients that they're getting directly. Maybe they get a full-time, they were out of work and then they get a full-time job and now they're moonlighting for you, and things change and things shift. And it's a lot of telling people, actually, we're not going to continue to work with you and we need to find somebody who better fits our needs. So you have to have a really strong stomach for having those conversations, because you don't want a bunch of people that you're not actively using hanging out in your systems and your payment tracking tools and all of that. So if you're building your agency delivery team using a wide variety of contractors, you can celebrate the flexibility that that gives you in cost of service, but just understand that you are going to have to add some rigidity to your operations that you may not necessarily have had to add if you were using all full-time employees. Doesn't mean one thing is better than the other. It just means that you have to be aware of it.